What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. Happy Thursday. One more day to go before we can enjoy, hopefully, a very nice, exciting, and long weekend. March Madness is over, but the tournament games continue, fortunately, or not so fortunately for my bracket. Had a fun day today. Had the dentist chew through the teeth and give a nice cleaning, but I also met one guy you might remember or recognize, but I did get to meet another one of the esteemed members of the Lyles Figure Files family. That's our guy, Jamelin Parks, hanging out with me. We're not gonna focus. Okay. Retrobo Toys, the one and only, the man, the myth himself. Wow. Okay, no focus. Anyway, there you go. You can finally see us. So that was pretty cool. But now it's another Thursday, which means Lyles Figure Five. Maybe I can say the name right. Lyles Figure Files Live. We're going to do this thing. We've got a giveaway. I'm excited. There's a bunch of stuff that went up for pre-order this week and a bunch of stuff going up for pre-order next week. So there's a whole bunch to talk about. But first, let's make sure to give a special shout out to all of our Lyles Figure Files VIP members. That's Jamelin Parks, who you just saw, Blake Tarpley, 112 Lions BK, James Green, David Thanos, Lawson Wallace, Henry G, Ryan Daly, Jay Woods, Tom Finn, 2018 MOC Turtle, Robert Hayes, Nathan William, and Retrobo Toys. Thank you for rocking with me in this channel for over a year. And also to the other VIP members, Alan, Bro, Vince, Jersey 88, DJ No Good, Pixelated Poses, Graham Tuttle, John Morrissey, Vintage Bob, Doom Customs, Kwame Taylor, Carlos Castillo, One Ugly AMFO, and Troy B. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate it. And also, shout out to the Lyles Figure Files super supporters, David Thanos, Blake Tarpley, Northern Nomad, Robert Hayes, John Morrissey, Lawson Wallace, Nathan William, Olu, and Retrobo Toys. So, got all that, the accolades out of the way. Let's see what's up with everybody here in the chat tonight. Van Doom, Eden Figure Files crew, and to my main man, Jeffrey, what it is. What it is how did you do last night on the matting on the tournament? How did you do? Did you win? Let us know. All about the villains. Yo, 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 yo. What's up with you? Brian P. for reals. Time for another installment of categorizing collections. It seems like it. Omega 579. Hey. What's happening? What's happening with you, man? Also, it's hard to believe that Retrobo Toys is gone. Yeah, I know, man. It was very disappointing to get the news of that email from him. I'm sure all of you did, but there are a few things. I think there's still a few things still over on the site. Remember, he's got a 50% off sale currently going on right now. And I just did a quick glimpse through to see what's still there. Not a whole lot, as you would expect. But there's a few things still there. And let me just do a quick cycle through, spin through to see what's there. Not a whole lot. Like I said, Quinlan Voss, Blokies, whichever way you pronounce it. So there's still a few handful of things. Definitely most of the stuff is heading out though. So if you haven't gotten anything yet, there is still time to get a few things, but once it's gone, it's gone. So, while you're here, maybe check out Retrobo Toys while you still can. Thank you, Robo. Or thank you, Retro. Yeah, Van Doom. Absolutely. Blake Tarpley, what's up, Jeff? What's up, Blake? What's up, favorite filers? And Jamelin on the road. Took a little detour through Maryland. So that was cool. King Collector, royalty is here. The king is in the building. What's up, y'all? What's up? Maurice, good time zone peeps. What's up with you, man? Nice. So Jamelin got to meet you before leaving. Yeah, man. We were hoping to make that happen, and we did. Sounds pretty cool. Ryan Daly, what's up, guys? What's up, Ryan? All about the villains. Is that Santa Claus? Henry G. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. What's up, man? What's going on, Jeff? Figure House crew. Hope you all are having a great week. It's been pretty good so far. I am happy tomorrow is Friday, though. And I have zero plans, and hopefully it'll stay that way for most of the weekend. Rick Cage, greetings, men of Earth. And all of my careful, calculated, I'm going to make sure I have all my stuff ready for the show. I forgot Rick Cage sent me a bunch of cool things. What he got, let me see, because of course I don't have my stuff right at arm's length, but I do have a photo. So great. I'm all set for that. Maurice, glad to see you guys get to meet Jamelin before he got to the other coast. Yeah, man. Russia Robo, we're just talking about you. What's up, Figure Fowlers? What's up, my man? I am starting your comment all about the villains. JMC, what's up, Jeff and crew? What's up? G-Brew, hackers locked us out of the system at work with ransomware, and we've been dealing with that all week. It's extremely stupid. I hope you don't have much to do with that. Vin Doom, yes, sir. We have started our season. First game against the Cowboys, 34-10. I love to hear the sound of that. King Collector Retro, I hate hearing you closing your doors. I thought it was an April Fool's joke at first. Man, I don't even feel like I'm too old for April Fool's jokes. It's just like, so there's so much random ridiculousness going on now. It's like, yeah, but it's not as bad as the real world. But anyway, we're here to talk about figures and all the fun that provides. So no need for doom and gloom. We're all here hanging out. Never had a bad experience with Retro Robo. Sad to see it go. Absolutely, Ryan Daly. Brian P. I thought the same thing. An email Retro to make sure it wasn't a joke. Sadly, it was real. Maurice, thanks again, Retro Robo. Got your packages about 20 minutes ago. All excellently packaged. Lawson Wallace, is it live? Or is it Memorex? Maybe a little bit of both. Peep Show Menagerie, I'm going to star your comment as well. I am starring them and have not forgotten to respond. And hiya, Jeffrey Lyles, last name. What's going on with you? Michael Solis, darn it, I forgot to bring the watch. It is indeed Figure Files time. But yes, man, I totally forgot. Next week, I have the watch at the ready. Harry G, yeah, really bummed to hear about Retro Robo having to shut down the store, but wishing him good fortune on your next endeavor. Yes, sir. King Collector, Retro was fun while it lasted. Owning your own toy store, check that off your bucket list, dude. Yes, indeed. All right, so we're going through Retro Robo. Let me do this since it's right within footsteps. Let me do this here. I am going to grab what I picked up this week, some of which was from Retrobo Toys. So I'll talk loudly while I get that stuff. I have a few things that I was pretty happy about getting. And one I'm just not going to bother because it's going to knock over a whole bunch of stuff. And with the Jenga piece that is my figure setup, that would be a little bit tricky. So first up, Cops and Crooks, Bulletproof. Very excited about that. I don't know where Scooby Doo is, but I know where Shaggy is. He's here in my collection. Jada. And then Sagat, the Storm Marina version. Very cool. Looking forward to opening him up and having him hold Ryu and going, oh. So one of the two things, I did make it to Ross and they had stuff I actually wanted. That was pretty cool. This was last Friday, so I remember this distinctly. I got this, the Outriders. And, I wasn't like tripping on getting them. I was like, yeah, it's cool, whatever. I don't need them because, to really do this justice, you need like 120. So I can have Thor come through and go, bring me Thanos. But I will absolutely bring them to the collection at this price point. $10. That's crazy. so crazy. I had to rush and get it. It was like those insurance commercials. This is the price of the car. I'm out of here. And then I also got this, but like I said, it's a little bit too far off for me to try to get it. The Imperium box set. These were originally like 50 bucks, 20 bucks at Ross. I'm hoping that they also get the headbangers, which are sold out, which means maybe a sellout's not a sellout if they're just giving them off to Ross to sell. Anyway, back to the chat. Lawson, Retro Robo, my thanks and love goes out to you, man. Yeah, I think of anybody here, maybe between you and Method to Madness, Lawson, you guys were doing your part to help this thing keep going. So appreciate you as well. Ben Doom, I am starring this. Blake, Retro Robo, if this is truly your dream, then you will be back. Thankfully, dreaming is something I do on a regular basis. So I'm excited to see what comes next, my friend. Brian P. Ridiculous question, but are the Storm collectible Street Fighter figures in scale with the Jada ones? I can show you in a very quick second. I mean, I could tell you, but why would I do that when I can show you? So there you go. Here's the review of the retro, the Storm Arenas Ken, and I do have photos with him in the Jada Toys version. So here you go. This is the 3 Street Fighter collections I have still. So this is the Jada Toys. This is the Storm Arena one. And this is the what's this version? Soda Toys. They're long since out of business. So I had to brain lapse for a second. But yeah. So of course I'm not gonna go, this is the one you should like more. I think they all have strong points to them. I mean, Ken is just jacked with the soda version. I do like the alternate colors. Ken has a nice cocky smile, really fluid articulation per the Storm Collectibles model, right down to the feet. The Jada Toys is really nicely done as well. But then you can see some differences, like the shredded shirt or gi, and his are more neatly tucked in. But I think that might be how the style was for Street Fighter 2. It's been a second, forgive me. But yeah, I mean, I think they all have their highs. I don't really want to say lows, except for Soda. And that's just because it was done so long ago and they use a different kind of plastic, which gets a little loose and breakable over time. I don't think you can go wrong with either one, though. King Light, I did find that stinger at Ross a few weeks ago. Yeah, that one's wild too. I have one, and I was looking at what price I paid. I think I paid like 61 for it. And I was like, yes, I got it on a great deal. I don't feel like I have space for a second Stinger. It's not one of my favorite vehicles in the Cobra Armada, but for that price, I might have to go. Yeah, I can find a space for it. Yeah, man, it was wild. Is it the Ross closest to you too? So yeah, and they only had one. I feel like that's one of those cases where it's probably good for them to just put one at a time, because then the army builder in me would go, well, absolutely. Do you have any more in the back? Let's get them. All about the villains. Still haven't found any Scooby-Doo figures in real life. Were they supposed to be in stores? Because it really feels like the only places that I see Jada toys regularly are Walmart and GameStop, and the latter is kind of less likely. Most of the Targets in my area don't have any of the Street Fighter figures. I go outside of the state and I'll find several in different ones, but none here. So I don't know where we're supposed to see those Scooby Doo figures. I'm looking forward to seeing the Invincible ones. Those look really cool, and that Jada Toys articulation setup, it's going to be so much fun posing them. King Elector Storm Arena is the winner, hands down. Yeet. Oh, it's pretty solid. Ryan Daly, I finally got Zap in hand and kind of surprised it made him clearly left-handed. Yes, I got him from Retro Robo, if I didn't mention. But yeah, I got him. Very excited about that. The sight of his bazooka only lines up if he's got it on his left shoulder, and his sidearm is on his left leg. I guess you can swap those though, right? And make those pretty easy to use. Interesting. Yeah, this card art is so weird. They're just like, whoop, whatever. But I don't mind left-handed guys. I guess he doesn't have he only has fist. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Lawson, the soda toy skin has that Kevin Nealon hairline going on. Very John Tesh. Dun, 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 dun. Omega 579. That soda can looks like Terry Taylor. Coo-coo-doo-doo-doo. Ah, the Red Rooster. I did not read that. Lawson, Scooby Doo, where are you? Yeah, man. Christopher votes. Depends on the figure. For the right one, my left arm. Oh, you're answering the question. I was like, I thought you were talking about the Ken figure. Oh, about the villains. I don't know if they're supposed to be in store or not, but I'll check. David Thanos. Ayo, figure people. What's up, man? Hey, Blake, I have to do what I have to do. But most of the time, those Jada figures that I see in Target are ones I've had for a long time. And most of the time, the Walmarts, like I went to one on Monday and it had DJ, and I think he was the only new one that I saw. So it's not like, oh man, I'm getting all these really good, I'm seeing all these figures. They're old ones, but it's nice to see them in stores and not just online. I did steal them. I won't apologize, Russia Robo. Jibru, I picked up Hyatt Toys, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, Godzilla with Heat Ray, They Live, Maniac Cop, and Chud on Blu-ray, and a bunch of rare vintage paperbacks, 4 by Clark Ashton Smith, which cost a lot of money. Congratulations, or are you upset that you spent a lot of money? Lawson, David Thanos got the SummerSlam China today. She's pretty rad. Great head sculpt. Yeah. David Thanos, I found the other one at Walmart. She's awesome. Which one? The Monday Night Wars one? I got stuck because I was like, which one was it that I actually wanted to get? David Thanos, so hit the jackpot on the Walmart wrestling shipper last Friday, took a risk and went on my lunch break, and they must have just put it up. So I saw one Monday when I was at Walmart, and this one, it looked like it was sort of picked over because they didn't have an Eddie Guerrero, they didn't have a Tiffany Stratton. They did have Uncle Howdy. Hello. Who else did they have? They had the Elite Wave with Carmelo Hayes. They had the WrestleMania main event figures. So they had Cody, the Stardust, Jake the Snake, Seth Rollins, and another Steve Austin figure. I have not yet seen a 3-pack of Austin, Brett, and Shamrock. And they had the Monday Night Wars figures. This is another thing I clearly should have taken a picture of. So they had the Monday Night Wars with the Charles Robinson set and the Rick Steiner, who has the Charles Robinson head sculpt. Both packages looked like they had been opened. And I was like, I don't even feel like going through the hassle of asking an employee to open it up just to prove that there's another head in there. Because, like how some of the other lines, you can see all the Build-A-Figure parts. For whatever reason, Mattel with their WWE line kind of hides it. And it's like, this is not helpful because swappers can just go nuts. And because of the really sloppy tape job, I felt like this is a waste of time. Somebody like grabbed these figures and swapped out the heads. I was curious as to what they put in there though. And I did see, and then I went to a second one that same night and saw a Steve Blackman and a China and another shipper that was a little bit more picked over. Carl, I'm starring your comment in just a second. David Thanos, I think it's funny that Ross is restocking the Christmas stuff. Oh, let me see. Lawson, if someone finds Super Grover in store, please pick one up for me. I'll send you money for it. Absolutely. Easy reader. What's up, gang? What's up with you? Crimson Cobra Commander. Hey, Jeffrey Lyles. How's it going with the despoiler coming? What would you think of the Demon for Haslab? And what is your guess for the Haslab this year? I mean, the Demon makes sense since we're getting in the spoiler, but I don't know if it's something we have to get right now. I really want them to do some retro Iron Grenadiers so I can really build that out some more. I wouldn't mind some more vehicles. I think the AGVs are something they could put out, maybe not at retail, but certainly with Amazon Entertainment Earth and through Pulse without it costing $110. What else? So for a Haslab, if they follow the pattern, it's time for a Cobra vehicle. There's several we could get. I like the stun. I don't feel like that has to be a HasLab. I feel like the HasLabs need to be a big thing. So right now for Cobra vehicle, it feels like the water, the moray, the hydrofoil. I'm gonna think this through a little bit more though. I feel like there's some other options, but that would be my immediate choice. So G-Brew has store credit. That's nice. That was the other one, David Thanos, the ultimate DDP. Feels the bang. With China went to Target and found the South. Nice. And that's the one where he's like, and he's a Nightwalker in Game of Thrones. It's pretty cool. The DDPs were prominently featured at both stores. So I didn't feel the need to go. I need to get one of these because I might not see him again. What's up, Roberts? Infinite Robes. Hey man, I'm doing good. How are you tonight? And got two Oba figures. Nice. I want to get the ruler, but I feel like he's got to get an Ultimate Edition figure. Him and Trick Willie and Javon Evans. Like I feel like all of them will eventually, maybe sooner than later, have Ultimate Edition figures. And for Javon, my boy is bouncy. Being able to have those butterfly shoulders to do his cutters makes so much more sense for me. And Trick, I mean, I can't even do a whoop that, So I'm looking forward to that. Lawson want that naked Super Grover. Missed out online. I went to just one Target today. They had everything except for Super Grover. I was like, darn it. Rod P. For reals. My only pickup from Toy Lancet was Marvel Legends Phantom Rider. Everyone was clearly smoking. Given the prices they were asking for the figures I wanted. How much were they? King Collector. I really wish it was a Vamp instead of the Stinger at Ross so I can get that Clutch figure. I still need him. Anybody want to trade a Stinger without the driver for Clutch or Wild Weasel? I mean, good luck with that. I hope it works out for you. I feel like Clutch is one of those characters. They probably just need to re-release the whole deal because too many people missed out. And that's one of the iconic Joe vehicles and it's absolutely needed. I mentioned him earlier, but Rick Cage did send me a bunch of stuff. Here is Sideshow 1, and it's a lot of cool stuff. But unlike normal, Rick Cage didn't tell me all the stuff that he did get. So here is the shelf. I know these two were part of it. I'm trying to think if anything else was in there as well, but I know for sure they were. Then it was this. This Chun Li looks really cool. How is she to pose? Jessica Cruz in the building. Lots of cool figures, as always. I'd expect absolutely nothing less from Rick Cage. And this really cool Wendy's John Stewart figure, which is fun. That's really nice. Little coat of armor for him there, or construct armor. But nice stuff. Thank you, as always, Rick Cage. I appreciate you for sending those along to me every week. And Rick Cage, I feel like you're not saying San Francisco, which is immediately where my SF went to. As a Storm Street Fighter fan, Stan, I'm gonna say it again. 52 Toys, Jada Storm. I don't even know what that one is. SOTS, Figure Arts, Jazz Wares, Hasbro, Play Arts, all have strengths and weaknesses. The power is they all are Street Fighter. Nice. David Thanos, I hate Mattel for putting a Build-A-Figure in that area. People easily steal them. I've seen so many of them with missing Build-A-Figure. Yeah, man. It's like, I feel like they just need to do what everyone else does. And just because it's like, you're not protecting them, hiding them. Oh man, I don't have don't have a Masters of the Universe figure. It's not the same thing, but they put the accessories in that little side compartment where you can't see if it's taken or not. Most of the time, those accessories aren't something that people want to steal, but it's just one of those deals where I would much rather be able to see everything just so I know if it's missing or not. I don't know why they do that. Then Doom. The only thing I picked up was off Amazon, the Punisher MCU figure for $19. Nice. Hopefully, use my link for that. Lawson, I love some classified female scuba divers. Yeah, we don't have that either. Yeah. Vintage Bob. Since when is Retrobo shutting down? I haven't heard about that. I'm pretty sure he sent out an email to all the if you bought something from him, I'm pretty sure you got an email from him. Lawson, wish I'd known you were looking for Super Grover. I had one that I picked up for a friend, but he backed out and I returned it. Then I found another one at another Target. Ryan Daly, I kind of want this year's Haslab to be something I have zero interest in, so I can save the $400. Is this speculation or that's what we're looking at for the price of these Haslabs this year? Easy reader. I hope Hasbro will make Daredevil with his new costume. See, that's always the tricky thing because they change the costume so often. It's really hard for them to do something current. And then, of course, it's Daredevil #1 with a new outfit and an all new creative team. And then, of course, that old new costume is already irrelevant. So maybe they're ahead of the game. Robert, Ultimate DDP is high on my list of wants. Not seen him yet. I will check out for you, let you know on that. David Anos, but for sure we'll get an Ultimate based off Mania 42. That's what I'm thinking. I feel like that is a really safe and secure wish. And yeah, I'm good on that. I think he will be okay. Okay. Let me see here. I just need to send a quick message to somebody in the chat. All right, that's done. Okay, cool. Yeah, that'd be a no-brainer for Hasbro, and I'm here for it. Which one did I just miss? Anyway, okay. Peep Show! Am I all by myself? And then I wish they would do a Joe team series based on some of the 70s Adventure Team figures. We're lacking orange jumpsuits. Are the mole rats in orange? I don't know if you're alone. I know that some of the chat members have mentioned before when we saw that dino set from Professor Rockclaw and the Dionysus. Oh man, I had it. Boy, of course, it's gone. Dionysus. See, I need to listen to Morgan Freeman say it again. Anyway, David Anos Brock is doing an awesome job putting him over, and he doesn't do that often. He doesn't, but I remember some matches where Brock really gave an opponent a whole bunch, like when he went against Dan O'Brien, trying to remember his WWE name, and Finn Balor. He was going back and forth and letting him get a ton of offense. So the real trick is that he doesn't squash Oba in 8 seconds at WrestleMania. What's up, Maurice? Hello, sir, and may the force be with you always. Retrobo? Nope, I'm here for that too. Would love to see them do some of those. Excuse me, Lawson. The very first giveaway I did here on Loud's Figure Files was the Vamp. It was new back then. Yeah, you were. And that was an awesome giveaway. Thrust, fire up. Just got home from Target to edge over the $50 toy mark for their $10 off. And on my porch were 4 boxes and 2 packages. Sitting down and about to see what's inside. Nice. That's always fun. King Collector, I'm surprised they released Wild Bill without the Dragonfly. I didn't see that one coming. Neither did Quicksilver. Dog Avenger. The only classified Haslab I want is a Sky Striker, so we can get Ace. But it's the Cobra year, right? That's been the pattern. But I don't know if the Hasbro Classified Series team has ever said every year will alternate. So they could mix it up and just totally go nuts on us. And I'm wondering if the Sky Striker might be the last realistic large scale vehicle they can do that, people would be upset if they didn't get, because we're seeing the prices go up. And, I think Ryan was joking, but once they start getting a little bit more expensive, how many or how much trouble will they have trying to get these vehicles funded to get fully backed and all that stuff? So we'll see. But I could see them trying to rush a Sky Striker just to make sure it gets done. Vin Doom, Jada Toy Street Fighter E-Hon is on its way from GameStop. Finally, oh, you missed my whole. Wait, I gotta get it. And you still couldn't see me put my foot down. Peep Show Menagerie. Agree about female scuba divers. I feel like I'm missing stuff in the chat. Let's see. Okay. Anyway. Lawson, I want a Yellow Jacket figure, a Jack of Hearts figure. See, Jeff, I'm right back at it. I'm trying to think if Dan on the Marvel Legends team said we are supposed to get a live stream from the fine folks over on the Marvel Legends team. And I'm just checking Dan's Twitter account. Let me do this because he did have some news for us, and I will post that now. This is one I know some people are excited about. I'm not. It's okay, but I know there's some buzz about this one. So next week, exclusively at Hasbro Pulse, this big Punisher War Machine armored mech suit of destruction that looks cool, but it's one of those deals. I don't know if even at Ross prices I'd go, I need this. I needs that. Let me see here. And I'm pretty sure he did post that we have a live stream coming. But see, it's baseball season, and Dan is a huge Mets fan, so his stream has a ton of stuff on that. Okay. So he did post this. I thought he mentioned something about a live stream, but he just said Marvel Legends for the month of April. And my emoji translation kind of bad. So let me know what that is, gang. All right, let's see. I have no idea what the Joe Haslab will be this year or what it will cost. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, worried there, Ryan. I was like, oh shoot, they're going to 400. And then I'm going, how many Haslabs with G.I. Joe would I still be okay with paying $400 for? Probably not a lot, but I'd still reluctantly do it. Robert, I got Shadowlands Daredevil for both Marvel Legends and Marvel Universe this week. Nice. Which one do you like the most? Lawson, I'd also like the classic 70s, 80s Blue Beast from the Avengers era. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's probably time for an updated top 10, top 20, maybe next week. No, tell you what, I'm going to write it down right now. So next week, get your list ready. We're going to do our Marvel Legends wish list. Top 10. All right, cool. I wrote it down. We're locked in now. There's no turning back. There's no easy way out. King Collector. Doc, I want that Ace figure too, but I don't really need that Sky Striker. Hopefully they'll do him like they did Wild Bill. And you'll probably still have to wait 4 years for him at this rate. I mean, 5 years because it would be next year if we got the Sky Striker, and then they wait like 3 more years before we get it. I know that math was shaky, but it might take a little while. Also, I want the UFOs right back at it. Ryan Daly, I do know what the next mid-sized vehicle coming later this year is. You will like it. Ryan, my friend, my guy, and it's funny because I know there's some people who are like, I'm almost out. I'm like, there's a ton of GI Joe stuff still to come, and all I had to hear was mid-sized vehicle coming, and I'm like, great. Do you think, since you know, is it going to be better than Destro and his Despoiler? Because B Mac was going, what we've got coming up is going to blow this away. And I'm like, really? Really? We'll see. Vintage Bob Peep Show Menage. Man, if Hasbro released new figures for Atomic Man, Bullet Man, Eagle Eye, G.I. Joe, and the Intruders, I lose my mind. I'd order in an instant. Odds on Joe Haslab. Excuse me. I've been talking too much. Need more water. King Collector. Yes, I would love some new G.I. Joe Adventure Team figures. My first and favorite Joe is still the old school Super Joe Commander. Got him in my collection right now. Oh, that's cool. Hey, King Collector, could you send me a photo? I want to see what that looks like. I have no idea what Super Commander is. Legends fans say Yellow Jacket. Well, Legends here's Quicksilver and Black Widow repaints. I mean, they're knocking out something to play alongside the Onslaught figure that we've got coming. So I'm okay with it. And one does not mean another one doesn't get done. Excuse me. King Collector. Soon as I get home? No. As soon as I'm done with Classified, I'm going back and getting those vintage Adventure Team vehicles. How many are those? Rick Cage. Target had the Ralph and Adam Platinum. DC Multiverse was on discount, $25 each. I gotta go to Target tomorrow morning. G-Brew, I barely remember that Quicksilver look, and I've never had anything with that look for Black Widow in it. It was around the same time period. So if you barely remember Quicksilver, then yeah, that would apply for Black Widow too, because that was the same era for them. Critical Enjoyer! Hit like, friends. Thank you so much. How's everything on your end? Legends fan stream is on the 14th. Next Tuesday. No, not next Tuesday. Sigh, it's just April 2nd. Okay, a little bit more time to wait, but I'm looking forward to that one. Lawson, Punisher suit, meh. Where's Balder the Brave? Doc Samson. Brian B. Fields, I always thought the Marvel Legends live stream was supposed to be April 1st. Instead, we got a G.I. Joe one and pre-orders for shirtless movie Wolverine. Well, since you brought him up, let's take a look. Hasbro did send these along to me, and which I'm very appreciative of. So let's take a look at Wolverine. I had no carbs day, and it's a nice figure, but as usual, when it comes to these movie figures, it's this frustration of, oh, great. This means we're not going to get some of those other comic book figures that so many of us want, because we absolutely must get every single variant in the movie. I mean, this is fine. There's just no real issue with it. It's one of those deals where it's like, okay, I do think it's pretty weird that we have yet another Wolverine variant when we don't have that Gambit or Electra made just yet. So I kind of feel like that's something they could have done before getting to this one. And here you can reenact that moment. I feel like this would have been a better Comic Con exclusive, because that way they can prove to everybody how many fans they have of this movie stuff and leave regular releases to all this. But I mean, they could have done like the whole background as a diorama, maybe set up two big cylinders for the power, and maybe have a base with some sparks coming. I don't know. I just feel like this is an iconic, quote unquote, shout out to the Black Series team, moment in Deadpool and Wolverine, and they could have just done the whole thing as opposed to here's Wolverine and one of your various Deadpool figures. So there you go. Not a ton of accessories, a yelling head sculpt, claws out, and fists. So it's the normal price, $27.99, which feels excessive, but there you go. Shirtless Wolverine. Brian P. Reels, only 10 Marvel Legends on the wish list? Sir, I have about 50. Sir, I've got about 300, and that wouldn't even be that hard. But for the sake of everyone getting a chance to go over their 10 figures, I'm going to limit it to 10. So, get your list ready for next week. Vintage Bob, Peep Show Menagerie, they have a gold mine to tap into if they start re-releasing 70s Adventure Team figures. I need to check this out. Doc Avenger, I'm finally getting my Doc Samson. It's supposed to be on the way. I think FedEx is holding stuff up because of gas prices. So speaking of gas prices, today I had to get gas, so it was like, oh wow, this is stupid. But this was really dumb, and I'm sure my phone and my camera lens are not going to cooperate. So here's the situation. So here's one gas station, $3.99. You can read that nice and clear. Great. So the Sunoco decides they're going to charge $4.17. They're literally across the street from each other. That's stupid. And I was happy to get gas under $4. And I pulled into the one that was $4.17. I was like, what is this? No. So I got $3.99 gas. But yeah, I hope these gas prices come down because this is rough. Right, Daily. All I'll say is not the Thunder Machine. Nice. Thank you. I didn't even need that much. I appreciate you. But I'll be shocked if it's not revealed at Yojo June or San Diego Comic-Con because it will get everyone talking. Nice. All right, man. I'm going to enjoy every day in April and every day in May. But I got to tell all y'all, Yojo June is going to find me being super obnoxious because I cannot wait. Hopefully we'll see a new Haslab, Classified Series Flash, maybe even Snake Eyes version 2, so I can complete my 1985 lineup. But it is, I don't get disappointed with G.I. Joe reveals, so I'm very excited about this one. Shark! Please be the shark. No, Retro Robo, we want to see yours. And when you're ready, we're going to do a video on all that cool stuff too. King Ledger, Vintage Bob, I 100% agree. I need those 70s Joes. I need that. David Thanos. Ryan, you need to speak more in code. Capitalize the letters of what the Haslab is. Olu, I'm at the point I have most characters I want. Now I'm just getting accessories to bring things to life. So are you setting up your display with like a cool diorama setup? If so, send photos along. I love seeing that stuff. Joey, good evening, sir. First time watching. Hopefully this will not be your last time. Glad to have you on board. Welcome to the party. Jeebrew, some Walmarts have a lot of Marvel Legends and Joes on clearance. Maybe check your Walmart. So both of the Walmarts that I went to, not the one that I did that really quick short on, had no G.I. Joes and no Marvel Legends now I think about it. And I went around the different corners of the store like, you got any clears Joes and Marvel Legends around here? No go. No Joes and no Legends, which doesn't rhyme, but you get the sentiment. Would have been funny if it would have come with the shirt he put on. Yeah. It's one of those deals where it's like, that's what I'm like. I think as a Comic-Con exclusive, they really would have gone all out with it. As is, it's just a bare shirt Wolverine, and it's like great, but whatever. Dog Avenger, that Wolverine makes a nice kit bash with a shirtless Sebastian Shaw. Is there any other kind? I still want him in the whole Hellfire Club in those wacky supervillain costumes they were rocking when they fought Nimrod and Phoenix 2. I definitely want that crew as well. Don't tease me, Ryan. Don't tease me. I am joking, for real. David Thanos. How crazy if they do a series 2 with all the Wolverine variants? I don't know how crazy it would be. They could do that. And we know from Sideshow, they're not done. Let's see here. For some reason, I was so excited to type that out. It needed its own window. Let's pull it back in and try again. Wheel it back, come rewind. Probable impact ball from the cannon. So, oh man. Anyway, I thought I could find this, but now it's gone. Maybe I was just victim to a cruel April Fool's joke. Anyway, Maurice, I picked up most of the Wolverine and Deadpool movie figures, but I'm wondering if I shouldn't try to go back and get them. Oh, I skipped. How did I read that like that? Skip most of the Wolverine and Deadpool movie figures, but I'm wondering if I shouldn't try to go back and get them. I'll keep fighting the temptation, like a fighting temptation, because there's way too many other figs. Yes, sir, there are. Robert, Adventure Team is awesome. Definitely look them up. They literally were killed by gas prices. Good thing we don't have to worry about high gas prices now, right? Pyro Maximus, what's up? I am starring yours to bring up in a moment. All about the villains. Gas 429 here. Is that like the cheapest version? Because I didn't go by BJ's or Costco to see what those are. David Thanos, I was just about out on the MCU figures, and then this wave comes out. So I brought you back? Interesting. Retrobo. So meat's back on the menu. So I'm back on again with my on again, off again MCU Legends relationship. Why do I do this to myself? David Thanos, these gas prices are hurting the hunt. That's not the only thing they're hurting. Lego Star Wars kid, so happy I have an electric car. You couldn't see me, but you'll just have to take my word for it that my desk is wood-esque enough that I knock for you. Pyro Maximus, the Tom McFarlane, the animated series Batman, and those Ninja Turtle figures, I'm definitely getting. Nice. Thrust Fire Up, Target, Diamond Form, Emma Frost, 28. Cardiac, 12.50. Two movie Superman figs, $5 each for the Build-A-Figure. Gary Parts, 50, $10. Ross, Ultimate Darkbird, no tag, so sold to me for $8, like Marvel Legends. 4 vintage collections, $5 each. Excuse me. I saw Balin Skull. He was $5 at Ross when I went to. I'm here with you. Lost it. I think you might be in the wrong collecting game, my friend. Peep Show, Menagerie, classified jumpsuit bearded Joe with a scar and a yellow 6-wheeled adventure team vehicle. That would be. I'll shut up about 70s Joes now. It's all good. Nice. Jibru, I have poor impulse control. As a result of having severe ADHD, my brain doesn't always register the price before I've already paid for something most days. Yeah, man, I have to check because I'm just like, where's the better price? I'm like that too often. Although not this week. This week I was just like, gotta do it. Henry G, did anyone back the G.I. Joe Real American Hero Next Era box set Kickstarter? I have not. Did you? Lawson. So when we do a top 10 figure list next week, we can't do a whole team as one listing. Hey, example, Cajun Spice Wolverine. UFOs. Tell you what, I'll be generous. You can put one team in one of those spots. So it'll be like a top 13, 14, unless you go with the Avengers. Welcome to the party, pal. Rick Cage got me. Raw, raw, like a dungeon dragon. Ah, Jeff, bust a bus. All about the villains. I got to get gas exams tomorrow, so not sure. Making the man cave a danger room inspired display. Oh, dude, that sounds really awesome. When you finish, I've got to see what that looks like. Brian, the only Deadpool and Wolverine figures I'm interested in are Cowboy and the Wolverining is hard set with Dogpool. It's not easy. Here, G. Yeah, I picked up the Deadpool Wolverine Wave 2 figures, courtesy of Retrobo Toys. So nice figures. And yes, I caught myself backing off MCU figures also. I'm trying to think when the last ones before the Outriders, but there was a real asterisk on that. I think the last ones, and I haven't even finished building her, and I'm not sure if I feel that pressing need to, was the what did she call her name in that? Cassie Lane from the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Mania wave. So that's been a few. And I know they haven't done a whole lot of movies since then, but I've kind of backed off and I'm okay with it. I want them to be better before I feel inspired to get their figures. And if I feel really good about it, like I did with Fantastic Four, probably just gonna go the Hot Toys route. Now, of course, I'm waiting to see what their costumes are going to be for Doomsday. Then I will make a fully educated decision. Absolutely. Does feel like that. Dog Avenger. Now they've done Phantom Rider and Cowboy Deadpool. Maybe we can get Two Gun Kid and Rawhide. Got you all in check. Joey. I got Cardiac and Hypno Hustler retired for $12.49 each. So wild. That's wild because that was those two in particular. I was like, I got to get them now because there's no way they're going to hit clearance. People are going to be just grabbing them. They stayed on the pegs so long, and the Spider-Man variants were gone, which proves that we have to have 1,000 of these character variants for all of our whining, complaining, and belly aching. They just had to keep putting them because they're what sells apparently. I'm right there with you, G Brew. I stopped looking at my monthly bank statement a while ago. Henry G, I wish I could. I had to check like all the time. Like, whoa. Ryan Daly, my pick for a team would be Power Pack. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, did you? Cool, thanks. Let me check the email really quickly. See if I can get to. Oh, cool. Lawson sent me a photo too. All our friends are. And there you go. Cool. I saw Lawson's like, wait, I haven't seen King Collector's photos. Nope. There we go. So Lawson sent along. This is the Monday Night Wars one. Lawson. China looks great, man. It's funny because she looks the most super of all of them. And she's really the one where I feel like they did not mess around and do some. She needs to be dainty. She looks like China did. And I really think they did a great job with that figure. I think that is the Monday Night Wars one, but really, really good job. And very cool seeing her next to Titania, She-Hulk, and Power Princess, who looks the smallest and weakest of all of them. She is not the Hulk, strongest of them all. Oh man. All right, cool. I'm gonna go with this one. That way I can show this stuff. Very cool. Thank you, King Collector, for sending these to me. Moto. All right. So here's some of the 70s adventure team. Man, this is wild. So of course, this was a little bit before I started getting into figures. But man, these are really cool. This vehicle looks like something they could do very easily right now. David Thanos, I'm going to star this one too. I want a Kid Cult Outlaw figure. Hey, Reno Jones would be awesome too. David Thanos, I'm loving all these cowboy figures we're getting. They've done pretty well with them. SummerSlam. That's a good figure. So let's fire up boxes. McFarlane movie Lex Luthor, 18. Entertainment Earth, 4. Not Mint. Motu Origins, 3 Masterverse, 2 Jada Toys metal cards. Twirling Gun Deadpool's canceled from order I got for 20% off. Out of stock. Now in stock for 15%. That's not great. Boston. I had that Adventure Team monster as a kid. Nice. Rick Cage. Cowboys and muscle mommies. Fun times with figures. Right. Joey. That Santari had a bunch of owl figures. I don't get it. I counted 33 owls for $12.49. Why so many? Hasbro should have known the figure was the weakest of that wave. You know, it's one of those deals where he's a really important Daredevil villain. They've done Kingpin, they've done Typhoid Mary, although they probably could go a little bit more old school with her look. Got Elektra, we've got Bullseye. If you can't get, I mean, we got Mr. Hyde, we got Eel, but man, the Owl is somebody who at this point should get made as a Daredevil villain. We got Mysterio, sort of, on loan from Spider-Man. And besides Gladiator with the blades on his forearms, I don't know who else we absolutely had to get. And I just feel like, man, this is really disappointing. Anyway, I'm glad we got her. Dog Avenger. Geez, I remember those Joe toys when I was a kid. Nice. Olu, haven't backed any Joe Haslab, so I'm happy about Bill. Nice. If Legends pulls out a cowboy figure, I'll raise the cutoff to 387. The TVCs were Obi-Wan, Thrawn, Blue Clone Trooper, and Zeb. Nice. Maurice, the Owl can serve as a base body for some Hellfire Club members. Mastermind more in his Brotherhood of Evil Mutants look, but yes, this is true. Right. They will not discount the one everybody wants, David Thanos. All right, so let's see here. Let me do a real quick run through of all the cool stuff that happened earlier this week. Specifically, the new figure reveals and pre-orders already. So, as we lead up to the topic of tonight, the Retro Joes, you've already seen them. They're Wild Bill. Olu's happy about it. Techno Viper and Grunt. But scout out the new G.I. Joe Classified Series figures. I am from the USA. In USA, okay, no sellout shop. Oh, they're sold out. Oh no, this means I won't ever get a chance to get Red Dog and Taurus. So $60. It's pointed out in the chat, in the comments from the video breaking down all these Joes. This is really weird because we're paying $30 for these figures. The single figures are $27.99. And yeah, they do have a deluxe set of accessories. So let's say a regular Classified Series figure would come with those two maces, staffs, not quite sure what we're calling them, a handgun, knife, hands, back. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's not enough to go, this is so much more than a normal Classified Series figure. Taurus, I mean, same deal. What would he not get? This gun, maybe one blade. I mean, but we're getting a whole bunch of stuff with these figures. Then we got the one that set a lot of people off in the comments for it. No way. $109 for Deshon is the spoiler. My thought with this was he is going to be one of those figures that if you don't get, he's going to be expensive later on. And I have absolutely nothing to base this thought on, but I just feel like he's going to be a really tricky one later. So it makes sense to me to get him and make that pre-order for him now. And of course, when the pre-order is like, hey, Destro's coming tomorrow, I might be a little bit shocked, but I mean, Destro does look cool. And you know, I don't know about the price breakdown again with him. It feels like we're paying for a lot of stuff, or a lot. And I don't know if we have so much in the accessory department. The spoiler is pretty big, but yeah, this one, and they had a lot of people upset about the price point, which then led me to go, was it worth it? But let me go to the comments really fast here. Going to start that one. Jamelin, what's up, man? So y'all settled and nestled in somewhere, hopefully nice and cozy hotel room. David Thanos, can't wait for the shelf. Bob Orton, Sundown, Vigilante, Wild Bill, and Cowboy Pool. I feel like there's still some more. Big Bad Toy Store still has Red Dog and Taurus. I would assume, Lawson, that most of them will still have it. I always feel like Hasbro Pulse likes to stoke some fear of missing out. Oh, did you miss out on these figures you wanted? There won't be available anywhere else, which is, of course, hogwash, as Cobra Commander would say. Amazon has these bad boys in stock too. I mean, in pre-order stock too. Post is always the one that like, hey, we really don't have any more of this stuff. Next time it comes up on our site, you should buy it right away. And I feel like Destro and the Despoiler might go on sale later. I didn't want to chance it. And I think it might go on sale later because it's on Amazon and Entertainment Earth. But I still didn't want to go, well, let's roll the dice on that one. That's right. On Tuesday, had another reason to suspect a Ross buyer Target returner that are in the same plaza. Months ago, saw a bunch of classified jinx magically appear at Target. This week, saw retro stalkers in Beachhead. You know, Thrust Fire Up, I used to be very diligent about going to Target customer service and going, this was swapped. This was stolen and replaced with something else. And after enough times of doing that repeatedly, I would just see the same figure back on the shelf. So now what I do, I just lose it. I move it somewhere that some unsuspecting collector parent won't pick it up and go, oh no, this isn't what I thought I was buying. Because Target doesn't care. Yeah, I'm going to carry it my own different way. But yeah, it's not great. Lawson, I pre-ordered all the new classified series figures. Why? I'm a G.I. Joe mark. That's why. I mean, I'm not going to fight you on that. No, I'm not going to, as I have all my Joes right here on the desk with me. Not all, of course. Singularity, Joey. They could use that owl body to make a classic mastermind, which we need badly for the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Yes, sir. Right. If he is, he must be driving a UFO because he just left my house about an hour ago. Do you like the shield? Yeah, I think that shield is pretty sweet. But Jeff, don't they eventually release those figures by themselves? Which ones? Which ones are you talking about? The yeah, which ones? I really feel like I'm missing some of these comments. About to open Zap. Nice. All right, so let's see here. Julian, what's up? I'm going to go back through in the order that I got these figures. Oh, these figures, these questions. So let me do this. Okay, I'm moving slower and y'all are going fast. All right, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to go backwards from where people posted earlier. So my question to you was, figures are going up in price. We've seen this, we've known this for a while. They're going way faster. Gas is more expensive, which means, of course, we don't want to take away an exec's bonus. So we're going to make sure to pass that price on down to you, the loyal, loving customers, aka suckers, who are going to keep buying this stuff no matter what. So, what then is your breaking point? Is $35 for a classified series figure too much? How about 32? Don't get a 30, do it then 31. So I was curious about that. I think vehicles, people were up in arms about Destro and the Despoiler. I mean, last time we got a Vamp, we got an Awe Striker, we got a Stinger, and there were people who bought the Stinger at the original price are probably feeling a little bit burned, seeing it show up at Ross at 21 bucks, which I also think is part of the problem because if you're paying, close to 30 bucks for stuff, months down the road, it shows up at Ross or Ollie's or wherever. Do you feel like, oh yeah, I should just wait it out, or run the risk of that line closing because everybody's waiting for it to hit that Ross price point, or you're just like, I don't care, money ain't a thing. I'm Jay-Z, Jermaine Dupri. I'm spending this money, and who cares? It makes me happy. I'm good. So I asked you all that. You all have been very quick on the chat with this. All about the villain said, we already are at the point of we're already at the point where the figures are too expensive each. But what you gonna do? Do you still want the items? It's a great question. I mean, the price, yesterday's price is not today's price, right? Yeah, man. I try to take advantage of stuff like Target when they have those coupons and those deals like they do right now to offset that. That doesn't work perfectly all the time, but that's why I appreciate the fact that they have coupons. And Walmart's just like, nah, dude, no sales unless you catch it on clearance. Well, Maurice, I'm at my limit for pricing Hasbro and McFarlane products. Any higher, and I'm out. Man, that's tricky, man, because they're I feel like they're running that risk, and I feel like they're more likely to go higher than keep the prices the way they are for a while. Peace, Menagerie. 24 is my limit for Hasbro figures, and that was pushing it. I've not gotten any of the new pricing. So are you waiting for them to drop down or just not getting the figures? Van Doom says, it depends on the figure, but right now, $70 is the top for me. Now, I am going to absolutely assume you're not saying Hasbro, make your figure $70. Are you talking about like an import figure where, oh man, that's great, but I'll wait till it hits 70, or you just like 70 is the ultimate max? Carl, our good friend Carl. Depends on the figure. As I get older, I buy less, but the ones I buy are more expensive. Interesting. So where are you tending to buy most of your figures from? Like Mafex, Figure Arts, those kind of figures, or just like the highest of premium figures? Pyro Maximus. I'm not paying over $60 for a regular action figure unless it's a high detailed transformer, and that better be a combiner. So what do you do in a situation like Silverbolt where you can't build Superion without him, and he started out at 89? And I know with a little Target sale coupon manipulating, you could probably get him to under 60, but that's tricky and tough. And then with the two Constructicons, Hook and Long Haul, who came in a set, that was 99. What do you do in that case? Or do you just like, all right, in my head, I'm paying the price for two figures, which is kind of, the case on that end. Austin, my cutoff price, $350. I'm frugal. Man, you would have barely made the cut for G.I. Joe's back in the 80s. This Mezco, I'm willing to reach a cutoff of $375. David Ados, I guess the cutoff price depends on the line. Joe's, Marvel, and WWE Elites, $25. NECA, $34 to $36. Man, so they're right at the cutoff point for you, huh? Blade Star. When they average 35, I'm pretty much out. I feel like that's fair. And I think it really hurts in the case of like, oh man, I gotta buy Cardiac Hypno Hustler right now, and I gotta get the owl. And then you see him for $12.49. It's like, well, I just paid almost $30 for these figures. So yeah, I'm with you. I think 35 is a pretty good and reasonable price point cutoff. Robert, on price, I think his Hasbro hit the limit for me. I'm out on classified and only specific characters for Marvel Legends that I'll cross the paywall for. I give leeway to indie companies, but selective there as well. How much leeway are you giving them? And I agree that makes sense because you can't hold them to the same standards. I'm not going to see Bulletproof at Target, at Walmart, probably not GameStop, but there's a question, will GameStop be there either? So those figures can be a little bit more. I'm with you. Julian, hello everyone. And Jeff, what's up, man? I usually just lurk or watch these later. I'm pretty skewed price-wise. I started collecting with Figure Arts back in 2012. Those always been money because of importing. Yeah, I mean, there's that. So you really have like a better perspective on this. Like, these are still so much cheaper. But yeah, that's a good point. What's up, Ray Pass? Hey, Jeff. Hey, chat. I like the topic. I'm really on the verge of just quitting altogether. It's just so much stuff. So that's another question. Like, if you're collecting multiple lines, are you like, all right, well, I'm out on Transformers, I'm out on WWE, I'm out on Black Series. What are these price hikes doing to your wallet on that end? All right, let me see here. Time to go. Let's see. David Anno, since I'm taught, put those swap figures in the top shelf behind the Nerf guns. There's a good idea too, because it's just like, it's not fair. And it's just terrible when it happens like that for people. Oh, all right. So Julian, I do think some of the current raises in prices, especially for figures at mass market retailers, is getting a bit crazy. They don't have a lot of accessories, faces, or hands. Yeah, Like that Wolverine, it's like, dude, this is the same figure you've already made. You've repainted it and you just swapped the torso. It shouldn't be 27, but what are they gonna do? Make the prices fair? Retrobo, you're right, Jeff. I think Destro and the spoiler will be pricey later. Maybe not as much as Serpentor with Air Chariot, but probably close. Yeah. It was just one of those deals where with the figures, and I know I'm always going, wait, just wait. Sometimes that game of roulette does not work out in your favor. And it's like, man, I missed out when this thing was so much cheaper because I was waiting on a cheaper price. And, most of the time that doesn't burn me, but those times it does, like, I missed my chance. I missed my window. And then it's like, oh, well. So for something like Destro and his Iron Grenadier look, maybe he gets released as a solo card retro later. I don't take that chance either. And it's just like, all right, I'll this is one to make up for all those really great sales I get on other things the rest of the time. Hey, King Ledger, they really need to make Serpentor again. It's just like, because I feel like a lot of people weren't really into the line at that point, and there's so many more. The same rationale behind we had to make more Cobra Commanders, more Dukes, more Snake Eyes, because this is the time that somebody joined in the line late. That applies for the really popular sold out figures like Serpentor, Snow Job, is Tripwire available? Y'all know what I'm saying. All about the villains. I couldn't pass up ordering Destro, Hook, Line, and Sinker. They got me. Lawson, documentary have all the classified figures that have been released, except for that Walmart Conduit. And that's only because they sent me the retro carded one instead. Solo Gold Destro. Okay, so I did answer your question. All about the villains plus NECA's doing Comic-Con pre-order tomorrow. What? Yeah. Documentary. I toned down the army building. I would have gotten 3 of the spoilers. Now, no. Now that's interesting. What would you have done with the other ones? Vintage Bob. Man, that owl was a complete waste of a release. Not even a truly classic owl. In any case, probably the most boring Daredevil villain ever. Would have preferred Gladiator, Deathstalker, etc. Who else is in etc.? Please let me know. Vin Doom. 46 people in the chat, 26 likes. The math ain't mathing. It's all good. We'll figure it out. I told him to check out Third Eye Comics too. So he's leaving tomorrow. So hopefully before you leave, you can check out Third Eye. Tell him Jeff and Retro Robo sent you. Olu, I'm afraid to say my price cut off because Hasbro may be watching. Man, I would feel, yeah, I'm pretty sure Hasbro's not watching simply because they don't do all the things I want. But so let's let me be really, really real, as opposed to all the times I've been faking so far on this show. I don't mind paying a fair price for something when I can see the clear value. If you're giving me the same figure that I paid for back in 2019 and now it's $27.99, there are less accessories, there's no Build-A-Figure part, I'm not seeing the value. But if you're enhancing the articulation, not just toe articulation, giving us that really cool torso pivot, you give us swappable heads with different expressions or face plates like McFarlane does, you throw in a wired soft goods cape, I'm not going to say with a price that I'm willing to pay for that is, much like Olu, but that is something where I'm like, cool, this is a great figure and you've delivered what I want from it. I feel like so often we've had to go, this is Cyndi Lauper and the Goonies, good enough. And it's like, all right, for this price, it is good enough. But now we're starting to go, well, what's about the Joe Classified series line? I feel like they really fight scrap and claw to at least go, see, we're trying. Some of the Marvel Legend figures, I don't feel like they're trying. And McFarlane Toys, I was talking with Jamelin and Retro Robo today, as you know, about McFarlane Toys, how McFarlane was taller, more plastic needed for those figures. And for the longest time, his figures were cheaper than Marvel Legends and every other Hasbro 6-inch line. So there's a lot to be said about what we get for it. If you're giving us what we got with less stuff than we did 5-6 years ago and charging more, something is not right. Dog Vendor, I'm up there with you. I can count the ones I don't have. I passed on the band Dreadnoughts. Cold Slither. You didn't join them soon. Blake, it's collectors who need and want these figures. Precious. We get trained to eventually pay whatever the cost is. Initial new words. Initial shock becomes complacency. So that's interesting because I feel like we're seeing more people wait it out. And like when Ross has a deal, everyone goes to Ross because it's like there's so many people who've been waiting for these figures to hit a cheaper price point. So that's an interesting thought. I know for some stuff it's like, all right, well, this is just what the price is. I know what I paid for the WWE Axum figure, and Target was doing some wacky pricing at that point. He was $26.49, and I went to self checkout. I was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Something is clearly wrong." I didn't pick up an Ultimate Edition figure. Now they've taken their prices back down to $24.99. I guess it didn't take, but it was like, this is too much. And it's kind of been why I've been getting more Ultimate Edition figures because I feel like they give us a value. Excuse me, for what we want. Thrust fire up sucks because a collector could enjoy the bargain of a $6 and $8 classified figure, but I guess it's a quick way for someone to make $20 per fig. Or maybe it's a worker that doesn't even put it on the floor. You're talking about the swaps. I got you. The Singer is $29.99 at my Ross. Did someone find it for $21 at their Ross? I think I saw that price point too, but $30 for that is a really great deal. Lawson, it's very hard to see Destro's value. 75. It's very hard to see Destro's value. Vehicle equals $75 value. Destro is a 20. No, they're $27.99, so that's a little bit more. The math still doesn't make sense, but yes. But then they added $9 onto that. Yeah, it's too much. I wonder if we're gonna see other smaller scale vehicles at that price point, or if it's you gotta try it because it's just Destro. They'll probably pay it like if it came with Voltar, probably not. All about the villains, and that is why we have to go to RossCon every day. Every day I'm hustling. Monkey Dave, $30 is my max on classified and Marvel Legends, unless it's just an awesome character. I just don't want a lot of the new stuff bad enough to overpay. Yeah. I canceled my spoiler pre-order today. Oh, okay. Simply because it's at Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, and Amazon, I feel like at some point it's going to be on sale later. I just don't want to be on that other side of it. Like, oh man, I should have just gotten this earlier than I wanted to. Rick Cage, I have no issue. $100 was expected. I passed on OG Destro in favor of MEGO version this one time tooled IG Destro. He does have original tooling, so there is that too. Blake, to be honest, I really just want the Destro figure, not as a spoiler. Your shelf is really going to appreciate that. Destro is a sweet looking figure, though. David Thanos, there are things I will pay full price for, but I'll get stuff on discounts to offset. Right. That's my thinking, because it's like, I'm not going to overpay for this figure in most cases. And they're really going to balance out because I'm going to use coupons to wait till they hit a sale. Because, not so much that I don't think the figures are worth money, but it's funny because they'll hit a price point where it's like, that's a steal. Where I say this all the time, 2022 was a great price for these figures. For the most part, they've not done so much more to chalk up another $5, but that's what we get. Dark Messiah. Now I got to look up that one, Vintage Bob. Joey, I bought G.I. Joe Class 5 from Walmart last week for $5. Box beat up, but everything was in the package and unopened. Which one? Oh, Budo? Jeez. That's a great deal. He was my favorite classified series figure last year. So Outstanding deal for you on that one. Lawson, I don't have a cutoff price for a single figure. I have a total budget. That means I have to choose things very carefully because buying one thing means I probably can't afford to buy another. I got you. And that makes sense too. I wish I could stick to a budget. Vin Doom, Hasbro, $35. Imports like Storm Collectibles, $70. But if it's a figure I really want imported, I'll go over $100. Not bad. Jibra, I've definitely found myself trying to buy less overall. I've been weeding things out, trying to keep myself from buying things just because they look cool. Monsters are kind of the exception. I feel like we all have our exceptions on this, right? Pillow 100 is okay for the figure, but add shipping and taxing, and it's too much. Shipping and taxes, and it's too much. Besides, I don't care about the spoiler. I only want Destro. Yeah, I feel like that's where it's going. So I know this is kind of funny, but if you get that Hasbro Pulse, especially if you get a Haslab or two, the Pulse Premium takes care of that shipping. So you do pay to get rid of the shipping, but if you buy enough stuff, it really offsets it. So then you're starting to get the shipping for real for free. And it definitely helps if you're buying a Haslab. Ryan Daly, I'm pretty close to completion with my G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Marvel collections. If I need to pay a bit more to get the last figures, that's okay. This is more like a one-off. I got you. Malcolm Lee says, I'm done with Marvel, DC, and G.I. Joe. 30 is my limit. So it's like 30 the limit or like 28, 57 the limit? Right. That is crazy. Joey, I bought the G.I. Joe Retro Card Female Crimson Guard for 28. It's too expensive, but I'm army building the Crimson Guards and I couldn't resist. I got you. David Thanos found some Budos at 10 and Steel and Short Fuse at 13, which is wild. Those are 2 or 3 really good figures to get them all that cheap. It's crazy. Lawson, here's the thing. If action figures keep going up in price, I'm just probably going to drop the whole hobby. I'd really rather be spending that kind of money on vintage comic books instead. Fact. Nice. For the moment, I can still afford to collect. Any more price hikes? I'm just ready to throw the Spider-Man suit in the trash can and walk away. Listening to the Hulk TV show in theme. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I mean, we can expect those prices to go up. Hopefully, it doesn't show up so fast until this thing is done. We'll see. Michael Solis, Hasbro has hit the limits. I only get one-offs or Ross drops. I understood those references. Me too, Bobby. Eric McDonald. What's up, man? I'm happy hitting yard sales, swap meets, etc. for secondhand figures. However, I did get the Mythic Legion's Dragon with all the add-ons. How much was that one? Because I know that wasn't cheap. Ryan Daly, I think if I could pass on the Werewolf by Night figure, which is my favorite comic, I can probably walk away from Legends entirely at this point. You know, like the head sculpt, right? Fast fire up. I think there's going to be more people getting out of collecting as time goes by. So keep an eye on buying loose from those eBay, Macari, online groups, etc. Now I know where to hit up. I can't wait to get all these McFarlane stuff for really cheap when people start buying the Mattel ones. So that'll be fun. Vintage Bob, it's not hard for me to walk away from Marvel Legends. They only make a few figures a year I care about. So Hasbro walked away from me, not the other way around. King Collector, Snow Job was the one that really caught me off guard. I did not see him being so hard to find at those crazy. Yeah, dude, it was like all of a sudden he just because it was so long. I was like, I should get him. Yeah, wait till it drop. And I was like, no, just get Snow Job. I do not want to miss him. And I think the snow was coming. I was like, yeah, let's not regret this. And I'm so glad I did. I'm shocked that he is so hard to get now. Okay, just like sweet. Thank you, Joey. David Thanos, I'm thinking of using a spoiler for my custom Grenadier at Red Skull. Oh, custom Grenadier Red Skull. That's fine. Retrobo, what I'm willing to pay for a figure is based more on how much I want it and how much it costs. Not because I'm rich Far from it. I just have no impulse control. Rides for his royal guard and Baroness. Robert, sorry, I normally like before I chat. Correct it now. I appreciate it. Thank you. Lawson, my wife and I have been talking about the action figure prices. It's funny. I talk about action figure prices with my wife. It's very much one sided. And the FOMO stress atmosphere is something that we don't need in our lives. It's getting easier and easier to walk away. Don't walk away. Joey, the thing is, what's fair pricing? We don't all have the same pricing cut off in mind. I think if we were all to go, these are the 7 things a figure should have to make it worth my money, and that money price can be on the corner for a second. It was just like, if a figure had excellent articulation and strong joints that weren't floppy as soon as you open it up, had a reasonable amount of accessories, let's just say counting swappable heads and hands, just one set of hands. I feel like sometimes we get like spam extra hands. And here are the Giants hands. Soft good capes for characters that need it. Let's see what else would be really essential. Let's say a stand. And if we were to just go, this is the price, I feel like a lot of us would go, okay, that price is fair. But it's more, I think we're all saying that most of the figures that we're getting are basically built on the molds that we got when they were $24.99. So to then turn around and go, now this figure is $27.99, we can all go, that's too much, because a few years ago was this was cheaper and we got more. So G.I. Joe 66 Delta 17. I want 3.75 inch O-ring retro 2-packs. And there's 50% off or more collectors. Hasbro seems to be leaving out. We don't buy a classified scale. We love our 3.75 inch scale. So real serious question on that end. What should they do that they haven't done already in that scale? Because we got all the awesome vehicles back then when we were collecting the Real American Hero 3.75 inch line. What are they not doing? I mean, because I feel like they really did a great job with those figures. We got awesome stuff. What should they do now to satisfy that corner of the G.I. Joe fandom? As Hasbro keeps raising the prices, we'll all be Hasbro. Well, they certainly will be. Vintage Bob. And they, meaning Hasbro, not me. Jeffrey, I would love these Daredevil villains. Dark Messiah, Ramrod, Angar the Screamer, Terex, Gladiator, Copperhead, Animan 3-pack, Classic Beetle, and Blackwing. Okay. I know most of those. I didn't realize the Animan fought Daredevil too. Ray Pass, I think the price hikes are excessive. You know what? I think if they had just gone to like, all right, prices are $22.99, and like the price were $24.99 last year, and then say the end of next year they took it to $27.99, I think we'd all feel a little bit better about it. It was just like, here's another price hike, here's a price hike, and here's another. Getting 3 so quickly felt like, whoa, what are y'all doing? And y'all have not raised the quality of these figures up at that same point. So I think that's what's happening. We're all like, y'all are still tripping because you haven't done enough to justify this price point. All about the villains. Give me a Joe vehicle with a motor. I'll drop some bread. Just greed upon greed. I wish we're just limited to figures. Steve trying to be creative. What up, Steve? The new Mando Black Series is peg warming to Target and Bangor, Maine, because they're putting out dedicated cases, and even the scalpers are giving up because of prices. Yes, it's so true, because I've seen a bunch of them already, and even the Ripley hasn't sold out either, Steve. I really think for new stuff, it's going to be really hard to move at this price point. This is why I'm curious about Mattel's figure. I mean, I'm sure they're not going to start off at like a $30 price point, their DC line, but eventually it's probably going to get to that point. what quality do they need to be to keep you invested? Or are you going to just go, hey, you know what? I've changed my mind completely. The McFarlane figures are awesome. They're so great. Why are people hating on them? David Anos, much like some of us, I got that bulletproof ASAP. There's some figures you pull the trigger, pun intended. Yeah, man, for sure. Thrust fry up. I'm holding out that Hasbro will do some classified mass figures based on what Skybound is doing. So even if I was done, they pulling me back in. Yes, sir. What up, dude and stuff? $25. That's max. Yeah, the Energon universe is so good. What's up, cuz? Joe Kelly 4. The fourth. You know what I want, cuz? That figure art cyborg. It is over $100. No dice. Is that the case everywhere? To do some really quick research on the fly. Of course, when I type really quickly on the fly, it almost always never works out. We'll just have to take our time and try it this way. Yeah, that price is bad. Actually, I got you. I'm going to text you something in a second. King Collector, check your Raw stores for that Super 7 Ultimates Cortex Commander. $9.99, I think. He is one of the best looking classic villains of all time and fit him with classified. Cortex Commander? To check that out then. Retrobo, back in like 2015, I used to say Marvel Legends were value. $20, the quality was like 75% of imports and 25% of the price. Excuse me. Wow, things have changed since then. Things done changed on this side. Yeah, and they were great value. Excuse me, at $20. Absolutely. Future DC Warrior Action. What's up, Jeff? I'm doing good. How are you? Mom McFarlane, Brandon Ross, Superman finally shipped. Now I wait. Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of time. Olu, not gonna lie, I gladly paid full price for Big Lob. I mean, was there any reason not to? Right? I mean, I think we're seeing collectors in basically everything getting more selective and going, this one I'll pay full price for. But in a wave of 5 figures, if you can only get people to pay that price for one figure, something's not working well. And let me do this really quickly here. Let's take a stroll through Amazon because we're starting to see this here, even with what I think is the best bang for your buck figure line. What? Wow, I didn't know they were mirroring this Target sale. Let me know if anybody wants to take advantage of this. I'll throw a link in so you can use my affiliate link on there. So $27.97. So they're 2 pennies cheaper. Save. Okay, he's on sale. But look at this. Mainframe is cheaper. Major Blood's cheaper than that original price. Not by much though. He's cheaper. A little bit cheaper, but I mean we've definitely seen that for cheaper. So it's funny because I'm seeing some stuff, but like Crazy Legs, he's 29 as opposed to cheaper. This has actually gone down as low as 54. I didn't pull the trigger and I really should have. Budo, I mean, that's a good price, but I mean, if you can find it for $10, that's even better. You're starting to see like these figures drop down here, and that price point. I need to get some of these. Is I don't know. I just feel like we're at the stage now in the line where people are being selective. What am I paying? What am I willing to not pay? We're like, Overkill is gonna be one, and we go, oh yeah, he's cheaper now. I think the Frag Viper is really good. That's a classic price point. Why do I not army build this one? So we're starting to see the changes. People are like, I'm not buying all this stuff, so let's sell that right away. I'll wait to see if it ends up at Ross. And if it does, then I'll buy it. Which I feel like they're kind of messing themselves over. Because at some point, Target's going to go, we're cutting back on our toy display. Wait, they're already doing that right now. So they need to figure this thing out and get this together. J. Brew, Hasbro, Mattel, and a lot of these other companies are traded on the stock market. As such, their goal isn't to produce a quality product, it's to lower production costs and raise profits. I just saw that, right? Pair of Scorpions fits the bill just right. Let me know. I'll put that link in for you, bud. I have not seen the AEW chase Sting at Ross, but I was watching Starrcade 87 today and I realized I need to get some more of that original one so I can use him as a 1987, 1988 Stinger for my collection. Nathan, what's up, man? I still think Classified tries harder to get the value over the other Hasbro family members. For sure. I mean, these figures are, they're loaded up. And outside of a different head sculpt for Zap, like an alternate one, I don't know what else I could reasonably say. He should have come with this. Maybe the bomb burst for his bazooka or whatever. I mean, that's me being funny. I saw it. You didn't read my review? Absolutely. I love the movie. Oh, man, it sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. So they just do like a, you're paying for it all? Who will eat the fees? Thrust Fire Serpentor was also a one-time tooling as well. I bought 2 for $80 when that dropped. 109 for that Destro set. They'll get none from me until they outlet sale it. Maybe they will. I'm definitely not gonna tell you how to spend your money. I'm just saying I was like, I can't waste it. I can't risk it. So because look at Serpentor. You're using Serpentor as a great example. Now good luck finding him for cheaper than 109. Tom Finn, what's up, man? It's not so much that I have a specific price cutoff. It's more that as prices go up, more figures don't make the cut. I think that's what's really being the case and happening for a lot of collectors. Henry G, after pondering for a bit on the question, they want to cut down on the lines I collect, but I'm drawing the line at 30 for regular release, classified, and legends, and I'm willing to cap at 35. Regular release. Okay, I got you. Oh, 35 for the smaller companies. I'm so deep on Super 7 Thundercats. Don't really know what I'm going to do there. I'm already making exceptions for cops. So, man, got to draw the line somewhere. Yeah, man. And the fact that the back of the box has Dr. Bad vibes. A long arm is getting me hyped up and excited. Then I need to see like 5 more because cops' designs are so cool. And it's just like, all right, you got me. And I only have one of those figures. Ross might be my only place where I don't worry about price. Right? Retrobo. Here we go. This is some good perspective here. I'm hearing a lot of people say they would rather wait for a sale or clearance, and I get it, but I feel like we've collectively become immune to who this hurts. Maybe since stores are these huge national chains and not the mom and pop stores of the past, we collectively don't feel bad about it because we don't see us hurting from that. I guess I take it a little personally, but I'll probably be buying clearance too now that I'm out of business. I understand, man. Dog Avenger. Marvel, I buy only figs I need and really hope Build-A-Figures are a thing of the past. Maurice, I'm fairly close to where I can walk away from Legends. Once I get the few figures I really want, I'll be able to ignore all the rest. Not like the Roar by Night head sculpt, fine. I hated that they went cheap and used the 10-year-old Jackal body. Yeah, Ryan, that's one of those deals. So would you have wanted them to make a new one? I mean, the price was $27.99, and what was Jackal? He's probably back when they were $19.99 for it. So yeah, exactly. GMW Force. How are you? I like multiple lines, but what really upset me is how much Star Wars vintage collection figs have gone up. Yes, I'm having to walk away now. Yeah, they are, man. There's so much, and I feel like everything else. You know what I think is the deal with them? You look around at Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe, Transformers, to some degree, because they're cheaper at Mattel, cheaper price points with the WWE and the Masters of the Universe. They're all right around that $24, $27.99 price point. When you introduce your 3.75-inch line at, hey, this deluxe figure is the same price as these 6-inch figures, that's when it's a real issue, because there's not another mass market 3.75-inch line out there to go, yes, these are the prices of what these cost. It's like, these are outrageous. So Yeah, I'm with you. Jamelin, all right. I pre-ordered Dash Under Spoiler. I've been so busy for the last week or so that I haven't paid much attention to any pre-orders, which I've cut way down on. Dude stuff. Remaking the Golden Era has peaked. I don't know. I mean, there's still a ton of figures I want, so I don't know about that. I mean, like if they did a whale, if they did a Moray, if they did a Sky Striker, I'm still on board. It's really G.I. Joe is going to be one of those. Yeah, good luck getting me to stop. Same thing with Marvel Legends. I can hold out and not get Transformers because I've got most of the ones I want. Like that's the line that can be considered done. Masters of the Universe, we'll see. I mean, hopefully the movie's great and I want the figures, but I don't have to. AEW, I'm out anyway. I get those figures almost exclusively from Ross. Lawson, I don't understand why Snow Job hasn't been re-released. At least a retro card. I don't understand it either. I'll be watching to see if I'll be watching to see if I'll keep that pre-order. Yeah. Julian, with Hasbro stuff, I've done a lot of purchases when I see random Amazon sales, Target, Walmart, GameStop, and even Best Buy at times. I only run in Star Wars figures at the Ross stores near me. Nice. That works out all right. But are you finding any good Star Wars figures here still? I still haven't gotten my Arctic bat. Yeah, Doc, I have one, and I still desperately need a few more. Henry G, Retrobo. That's why I was happy to buy from you. I mean, the price is what it is, and I can support a store that cares about its customers. Absolutely. I mean, it was a great deal while we had it. My classified misses on the Arctic bats. I had the chance and waited too long. Yes, I feel like all of us have. Higher profits, not prices. Well, they're both going up. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that chase thing. Ray Pass. Yeah, that's another thing. I'm tired of feeling like I'm missing out. I like the way Mattel handled the Masterverse line. It was 3 or 4 figures a wave, and it came out right on time. I'm very curious to see what they're gonna do with DC because I feel like there's more room for larger waves. Will they try to do 5 or 6? Because they're starting from the ground up. I mean, they should not make figures that are just slightly tweaked versions of their DC multiverse line. So these should be the first versions of these characters from everybody buying into these new Mattel DC figures. So yeah, I'm very interested to see their rollout on that. In 2022, everything actively had a line going. I don't feel like that's changed yet, dude. Stuff. Lost and the Legends raises their prices. They're gonna have to make more classic characters that haven't received figures yet to keep me on board. For me to pay more, I have to get more of what I want. Ray Pass. Let me see here. It was 3 or 4 figures a wave, and they came right on time, not early like Hasbro does with Joe's. Yes, their release dates are terrible. Hey, G, I don't normally get hung up on price. If I want to pay it, if I want it, I'll pay for it. But admittedly, it's getting a bit heavy on the wallet. But that's because I'm simply buying too many lines. Yes. Let me see here. Rick Cage, DC Marvel unique figures is a goal. So I've wandered off to original import Japanese cyberpunk girlies and game figures. My cap used to be 35 for 6-inch. Ha! Now it's 100. Nice. Mr. Madgus. Mr. Madgus. There you go. Probably more how it's said, right? I walked away from Marvel Legends a while ago. I've been collecting them since Toy Biz. After a while, I got tired of buying the same figures over and over and over again. How many certain main figures I needed? Um, we'll say the updated versions of those figures. I mean, you look at the old ones; they're mostly an improvement over the old ones, especially if you compare Toy Biz to Hasbro's more recent versions of characters. I get it. I feel like it's always one of those things of kind of like an iPhone. I don't need to buy every version. Maybe every fourth or fifth. Like my Spider-Man is still not the latest and greatest Spider-Man figure. Not because I don't want it, because it's like I have one that's good enough. when it comes time to get a new one, I will get it, which is why I'm kind of like, hey, any of these Secret Wars you want to do, that'd be awesome. Oh man, Ray Pass, those they're on a whole different wavelength with their price point for their figures. We're challenging all the 6-inch lines right away to the point they were ridiculous and not even a real competitor. What's up, Lefty? Good evening, crew. Just got in. What did I miss? Oh, so much. Awesome. This is qualified for this topic because we got the Mythic Legions Dragon. I wish they could come up with a troop builder line where they drop the price to 20 because they're mass producing it and they know people are going to buy multiples. I love when the Marvel Legends team was doing those army builder sets where you got a scroll, you got a Hellfire Club goon. I feel like there were a couple others. Hand Ninja for I think it was $15. I was like, great, I'll buy as many as I can. Excuse me. And that I never understood why they're like, you can only get 5 though. Like, what are you doing? This is what we've been asking for. Bring that back. Excuse me. What should Hasbro make that they haven't made? It's what we love that they should be making more of. And that's our army building figures with better paint jobs. I want a 9-4 Stalker. That would be a pretty cool variant. Yeah, I mean, that was definitely something that was a good idea. Making lower price army builders, and it worked so well. I don't know why they stopped it. Mr. Magus, now I'm all in Florida with Joe's. I'm all in with Joe's. I almost completely cleared my whole toy room of Marvel Legends. Now it's the majority Joe room. I do still have my Mattel DCUC in one detail. Oh, that's pretty good. Mine is it's like it could not fit in one of these. Do you have a lot of stack shelves or shelving units in your shelf? Retrobo. So, for me, a fair price for figures like Marvel Legends, Classified, and Black Series should be about 25. Figure arts and manufacture should be about 75. We'll never go back to those prices. I wish we would. Oh, Vintage Bob. I love another dozen AIM or Hydra agents, and I still have no Hellfire Thugs. Oh man, you missed out. That was fun. Mr. Magus, my wife is starting to have valid points with the money I'm spending on toys. Shh. Please don't tell her I said that. I will keep it safe. Yeah, I'll keep it secret and safe, my friend. Yeah, because that's the last thing we want for our wives and spouses to go. You're spending too much. I think you're right. Yeah, just button it up. It'll stay our secret. So for anyone who has not already gotten this Desert Scorpion at Amazon, here's a link. You can use this. This is for me. And that will help me out too. So there you go. That's the Desert Scorpion for 28, and you save 10 if you spend over 50. They're stacking on that Target coupon. So feel free. I'd appreciate it. TC 1511. It is a good deal on Scorpion. Monkey Dave, someone said the Marvel Legends Dragon is shipping in 2028. Which dragon? And who is that someone? Kingalighter. I gotta support Super 7 because no one is making that 80s cartoon look like them. Absolutely. Lawson, I'm going to have a diorama with Devastator lifting a snowcat over his head, getting ready to throw at the Mythic Legion's dragon, all as the centerpiece of my dining room table. I can't wait to see your wife's reaction. Ray Pass, I think these toys could be $20 tops, but they know some of us are hooked. Yeah, man. Olu, not having all the classified figures is cool to me. It's like being a kid again. Right. Right. Because it was not like we had every figure back in the day. I sadly see more Hasbro layoffs in the future. It seems inevitable given this market and economy. It's just true with everything at this point. It's just it sucks. So yeah. Uh Delta 17. So yes, there's cool stuff Hasbro can make, more October guard vehicles and figures as well as cosmetic art. There's a lot that you mentioned. So I guess so. Retrobo. Ray Pass, respectfully, I don't agree. Of course, Hasbro's making money, but the stores aren't making a killing. I can tell you as a store, I buy Legends for $23.50 and they sell for $28. After shipping and packaging costs and website fees, I was lucky to make 50 cents per figure. Sorry, 150 per figure. Do stuff. When I started paying attention to this stuff again, I noticed Hasbro stuff looked made of thinner plastic. Their knees are certainly weak. Patrick P. I like the new Black Canary figure. Me too. Ray Cage, Sir Jeff, did you pull the trigger on those? I did not. I didn't look at the reviews like I wanted to, so I have not done that yet. Probably because I want to just have a definitive version of the turtles and call it a night. We'll see. I agree. He needed a different head sculpt. That I have it, and it's fine. I didn't hate that use of that body because it was like, all right, whatever. But I think the head sculpt is just off to me for some reason. Oh, Retrobo, I forgot to tell you, Jeff. Everybody else go like this. But since I'm doing a soft close, I'll still be selling a select number of figures as they come in stock. The next wave on the way is a Kitty Pryde Colossus 2-pack. I can't wait for that one. Jada Balrog and E Honda, yes. Can't wait for them either. Blake, it's funny, I've had an Arctic bat just hanging out in my pile of loot rent free. All right, Ryan says, I think the leading candidates for Retro Card Joe is a Ripcord, Snow Job, Cobra Officer, Lieutenant Falcon. Please, please, please. Snake Eyes version 2, Doc and Roadblock version 2. I honestly don't know who is next. I mean, I'm really down for most of those. And I might even be tempted with Snow Job because, his old retro look is pretty cool. Julian, I usually end up seeing Black series of characters I actually like at Ross that might not be the most popular, so it's great for me. Nice. Not any Transformers or Marvel Legends at all. Sometimes a decent Joe classified. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I don't see a lot of Marvel Legends. The only time I see them are typically around Christmas. I just randomly saw these guys and I was like, what? Marvel Legends at Ross? Oh man, you'll have to hope on that one. I got you covered. As soon as you let me know, I will post it. Blake, for those classic Marvel figures that haven't been made in a long time, I'll most likely pay a lot. Doc Samson, Warriors 3, Wrecking Crew, Beta Ray Bill, rest of X Factor, Mole Man. But I'll be saving money in the long run, picking and choosing for sure. Julian. Now, as I want to get Transformers Studio Series 86 the movie toys, I just suck it up because I'm going to look for the ones I missed. The aftermarket prices are insane. The Stunnicon eBay prices are insane. So Hasbro got me. Have you gotten them already? I feel like they were putting them back out. Jalen, I don't like prices going up either, but I love this hobby and the price is what it is. I've been thinking a lot about streamlining my collection anyway. I can sell off surplus and spend that money on more focused collecting. Like that idea. Nice. So one thing I've heard is that factories just don't have machines waiting to work on one set of figures nonstop. Figure production is scheduled. So that could be why they don't print army builders. Man, I really feel like they should be doing that though. Oh man, I'm glad you were able to find a better room. And yikes, that's not great. JC Figure Blast, do you have a full count of your figures? Are there any missing and refraining from getting due to cost? To answer your first question, no clue. I am missing some. Refraining from getting into, I mean, yeah, I mean, I feel like that's just the life of all of us, right? Definitely some stuff that's too much. And, you know, while I would love to have figure K and figure O, their prices are just too much. So, you know, you just have to chalk it up and hope they get put back out in rotation for us. T. Brad Trut. T. Brat Rudd. I think I always butcher your name. I'm so sorry. I just found a Royal Guard from the Cobra at my local Walmart. I really wanted to, but had to get some auto work done, so sadly I only got one. For now. Simple giveaway. Diabolical. Yes. So evil. All right, great. I'm now caught up to the chat. Yay, me. And Retrobo, all of us who have pre orders, you're locked in. Cool. Now it's time, as promised, from those of you who did watch the episode that I did with Blake Tarpley. Thank you, all of you who checked it out. Much appreciated. If you haven't, there's still, of course, always, because it's online on YouTube. Check it out if you have not. But Blake has made this awesome Super Friends style version of Black Manta. It's MEGO style. And he is like, yo, I am giving away one of my custom MEGO figures, and that time is now. So let me do this. Pull you out into a new window. We're about to do this giveaway for this very cool MEGO figure. All you have to do is type into the chat with this code. Of course, I'm not gonna be able to have both of these up, so take a look. How do you even know that's what it was, Lawson? Or All About the Villains? Yeah, I really wish I could keep both of these up, but I won't be able to because y'all need to know the code, the hashtag to put in. But this is the one. So go ahead and put in that code to this way. Yeah, I guess so. That's fine. All right. So put in hashtag Manta and you can get in on it. And now let me see if I've missed anything else in the chat. Oh man, that Mezco Hulk looks great. How cool indeed. Good luck, y'all. And thank you. Hey, Blake, really, if you missed it, it's really fun talking to people who are passionate about stuff. And Blake was so cool to come on and talk with me about these amazing MEGO customs he's making. So check it out. King Elector. Don't do it, Blake. You're going to miss that thing when it's gone. Good luck, folks. And make another. But I got to enter the drawing, Blake. Sorry. Russia Robo wants to know, hey, do you do commissions, Blake? Where's this video? Yeah, it's just on the regular videos on the main figure files page. It would be great to have a Blake original. Good luck to everyone. Absolutely. All right, so I'll give it one more minute and then we will do this drawing. It should be pretty fun. And Blake's customs are awesome. So yeah, it's gonna be really cool to see who it goes to. And as always, please send a photo when you get it so we can see you enjoying your new Super Friends MEGO Black Manta. One of a kind. Right. It really was wild. All right, let's see here. And let's do it. Let's get this drawing underway. We've got 12. Who will be the winner? Let's do 13. That was fast. Let's go. JMC, congratulations. You have won the Super Friends MEGO Black Mana Custom from our good friend Blake Tarpley. So you know what to do. Hit me up with my email. Lyle's my last name. At lylesmoviefiles@gmail.com. So there you go. Congratulations. And please make sure to send us that picture with you enjoying your new Black Mana when you get it in hand. Congrats. 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 Oh, I bet that's pretty cool. Curse is foiled again. Well, I think that is everything for tonight. Next week, back on Wednesday with the fellas. Next week, get your top 10 Marvel Legends wish list figures you want to see in advance of the, not this coming Tuesday, but 2 Tuesdays from now, April 14th live stream. Maybe we can have Hasbro, who's watching this every week, write down some ideas and release them out to us. So that's an awesome custom for the collection. Absolutely. You did? I'm sorry. Oh man, I missed it. Hopefully I can track that down. All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much. Next week, if there's any cool breaking news, of course, I'll do a quick video, and any pre-orders or new releases or drops on figures, I'll post that as well on the dashboard. But for now, this episode of Lyle's Figure Files has been filed.